How long has Steve been gone?
It's all my fault.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Calm down here now and tell us from the beginning what happened.
Remember what I told you the night of the barbecue?
Oh. Emily went over to see if she could convince Betsy to come over here and join us that night, and she saw Tad Channing at the cabin.
I didn't think they were very friendly with Channing.
Well, I think Betsy'd been talking to him about getting some work for Steve.
Without telling Steve? Oh, brother.
Well, honey, she was going to tell him. She just was looking for the right moment.
Oh, but with his temper and his pride on the line, she probably kept putting it off.
Well, so what happened?
I'm not sure. Steve came home and he was in a real weird mood. I was there alone and... Well, he asked me right off if I'd called Betsy from California, and when I told him no, he went crazy.
Wait, you did call her from California?
Not from California.
You didn't call and ask Betsy to come out there and help you?
No, I swear.
Who did?
Well, I think it was a part of this Channing's plot to get Betsy into big trouble.
Listen, honey, I know it's very late, but I have a feeling maybe we should get out there, okay?
Yeah, I'll pull out the car. Why don't you call Betsy and tell her we're on our way over?
Now, listen to me. I want you to calm down. Somebody has obviously been using you to cause trouble with Betsy and Steve, but nobody could possibly think you had anything to do with it, okay?
You know, Betsy, I really think it's a good idea that Craig decided not to come over because there's no use in waving red flags in front of Steve.
You know, I can't help it if everything I do makes him mad. I gotta be honest with him. I have to tell him the truth about Tad and about Craig and the money he lent us, everything. At least then he'd be upset about real things. How can he think that I would possibly have an affair with Tad Channing? And if I did, would I be stupid enough to take pictures with him?
Yeah, but it just wasn't the pictures. I mean, it was the airplane tickets with your name and Danny's name on it.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. Why would I just pick up and leave town like that?
Yeah, but you also, you know, your grandmother told Steve that you were going off somewhere with Danny for a few days to Chicago.
No, well, not to Hawaii. I mean, I can't see what Tad hoped to gain by doing all of this.
All of this that's happening to us all?
You know, there is one thing. You know, Steve's contracted to finish that job for Tad and the one in Chicago and Barbara's factory. I mean, I know that he's not going to
I'll finish it. I'll see it all through so Steve won't be in breach of any contracts.
God, you know, Iva, I don't know what we would do without you.
I think you all would have been a lot better off.
Hi, Mrs. Douglas.
Hi, come on in.
Iva?
Holden, where have you been?
Out. Looking for Channing. Couldn't find him, though. So I went looking for those ledgers. Got to the office. The whole place was just trashed. The ledgers were gone, Iva. Somebody broke into the cabinet and took them.
Well, maybe Tad took them with him.
Doesn't make any sense. He had a key. Why would he break into a place he had a key with? And then why would he take the books if he was trying to set me up as the embezzler?
Maybe somebody persuaded him not to.
What about Seth? Have you seen Seth? He wanted to take those books to the DA. Maybe
No,
it was
wait a
him
minute.
that-
You haven't seen Seth either?
Nobody has. I just called home and Meg said that he hasn't been there.
Seth, I thought I heard you drive up. Where have you been?
Why aren't you asleep?
You kidding after what I've been through tonight? Besides, I'm real worried about Mama.
Why?
Well, she was out a real long time, and then when she came back, she was really trembling. I mean, she couldn't even hold a teacup, and then she started crying.
Where's she now?
She's upstairs. I've been in the parlor. I kind of had a fight with Lily, so I've been avoiding her. But I heard her upstairs, and she was pacing back and forth, and...
She did that when Iva ran away. And when Papa died. She loves you very much, Meg. She's upset about you. We all are.
Seth, I love you so much. What are you doing? Cleaning those old work boots?
A lot of mud outside with all that rain. Ruined the leather. Come on, why don't you run upstairs, try and get some sleep.
Will you make sure Mama's okay?
Yes.
Oh, I feel so safe now that you're home.
You are safe, Maggie. I promise you.
Right.
When everybody needs to lean on you, you better be strong. And if you're not feeling strong, you better learn how to fool people. I went for him. I had my hands around his throat. I would have killed him if the cops hadn't pulled me up. And I'd have killed him with my own 2 hands. All those years of holding everything inside me suddenly exploded, and I realized what I was capable of doing if I ever lost control.
What are you doing here so late?
I'm on staff at this hospital. I'm a doctor here. I don't have to explain my presence in the hospital to you.
Whoa, how's Dusty?
You'll have to ask him. I don't see him much since he got back.
Well, a rumor has it that he's going to start in here as an orderly tomorrow.
That's right, tomorrow.
Just for the summer?
You'll have to ask him.
You lose a patient or something? Why are you so grumpy?
My daughter's pregnant.
Oh, you're just upset because Tom and Margot got back together?
No, I'm happy that she's so damned happy.
This is what you're like when you're happy? Yikes.
Tom and Margaret told me the news tonight. Lila was there. You know, there was a time when something like that would happen. Well, we would go off, we would yak, friends would live. What's it going to be like to be grandparents, that sort of stuff. You know what we did? I went down, I watched her sing a couple of songs in that gin mill that Lisa McCall owns, and then I went home. I'm glad to get an emergency call that brings me down to this place here tonight.
So you're lonely.
And you're Dr. Freud, huh?
Whatever happened to you and Lila anyway?
Why did I ever sponsor you, Casey?
Maybe because you wanted somebody to talk to. I mean, that's what you wanted tonight, right? Well, I'm here. Why don't you act my head off?
I saw somebody else over at Margot's tonight.
A woman. You got the classic symptoms.
I was very attracted to her at one time.
She didn't reciprocate?
It was a fantasy on my part. I was setting myself up. It didn't stop me, though.
So you lost the girl and you lost my landlady.
Something like that, yeah.
And this girl, she ended up with somebody else?
She got married. I don't think the marriage is working out, though. I kind of feel, you know, if I hadn't gotten involved in her life, maybe she wouldn't have run off with this guy.
Boy, John, you like to take on the weight of the world, don't you? If Dusty gets into Harvard, if this girl ends up happily married, it all depends on you. You know what you need?
No, but you're going to tell me, right?
You need a woman, man. Every Tarzan needs his Jane.
Every Tarzan needs his Jane.
That's right. You ought to be swinging from the trees, buddy.
What about the monkey?
John?
How you doing? Hi, Casey. Listen, Miss Snyder looks awful, John, and Iva and Lily are very worried about it. I think it would be a good idea for you to take some time out and go over there if you can. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go with you.
Wait a minute, you're starting work?
Okay, let's go.
See you later. Right on, Tarzan.
Passage leads out under the dock. If our friend Raspy or anybody else wasn't here, chances are they beat her at the first assignment.
Now we've screwed up this whole operation.
We'll get him yet, Roy. We'll get him. Listen, I told Brian to go home. I gave him our thanks. I also told him to call Heather, have her come down here and take care of Nella.
Thanks, Al. I swear, if Nella hadn't come down here, we would have had him, Hal.
Roy, you stop blaming yourself. These things happen.
Tell that to my little sister.
Hey, Roy, you probably saved her life doing what you did. I'm willing to bet that Nella was lured down here to be silenced.
Yeah, well, we'll never know, will we? You know, maybe he was in love with her. Maybe he didn't know what he was getting into when he got involved in the whole operation.
Don't bet on it, okay? We got some ID off the guy. They're checking it out at the station now, but don't go making a saint out of him.
All right?
Roy?
Hey, Roy, will you do me a favor and get married, get out of here, have a terrific honeymoon, forget about this mess, and be happy? The rest of us need a good example.
Roy, I was out in the kitchen with Otis, and Nella said she was going to come in any minute. Roy, I had no idea that she even left.
Yeah, well, maybe Frank called or asked her to come down here. After Frank was killed, she ran off. We don't know where she is.
Roy, we've got to find her.
Yeah, well, she could be anywhere.
But...
If I call the folks, I got to tell them what happened.
Roy, she just shouldn't be alone right now.
Well, maybe she needs some time to get over this shock, huh?
Hey, are you okay?
You know, this is like a bad B-movie rerun. My brother, when he was killed, Lenny was surrounded. He tried to run. For a split second there, all I saw was Lenny. I almost didn't even squeeze the trigger.
And then he would have killed you. Or maybe even Nella. Or anybody.
Nella said I was a killer. She said that I liked doing that. God, Heather. You know, if I thought that, I'd...
Hey, whoa, where's the fire? Nella, you okay?
I'm fine. I need to see Dr. Samuels.
Well, Dr. Samuels is out of town right now. Are you sick? You want me to take
No,
you to
I'm
work?
okay.
You sure? You want me to get you something to eat?
No, I'm not hungry.
Well, why don't you just sit down?
No,
Let me keep
I
you
gotta
company.
go. I gotta go.
Honey, don't be silly. I'm glad that Emily told us what was going on.
Well, Steve took off about 7:30, and he hasn't been back.
And what about Danny? How is she?
Oh, she's fine. That's the only good news I've had all night. I called the hospital. They said she's sleeping peacefully. You know, if she hadn't fallen out of that swing and I hadn't been at the emergency room with Grandma, I would have been here when Steve found those pictures.
I'm sure that when Steve starts thinking clearly, he'll realize that he jumped to all the wrong
Yeah,
conclusions.
well, I hope Steve starts thinking clearly before he runs into Tad.
If he hasn't already.
No, I'm sure he hasn't. The police have been looking for him.
Because of this?
No, something else. But they're pretty sure that he's left town in a pretty big hurry. Not that he plans to stay away. You know, he called Mona Lisa tonight and made dinner reservations for next week.
I think I'd better, you know, I hate to say it, but I don't think Steve's coming back tonight, so I'm gonna head home. Holden?
Listen, thank you for everything, really.
Yeah, I just don't feel I'll ever be able to make up for this, Betsy. That's
Stop
all.
saying that,
Yeah.
really. Come on, it's my fault. It's not your fault.
No.
Listen, it was me. I didn't tell Steve the truth from the very beginning.
Yeah, I'll talk to you in the morning, okay?
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Maybe I'll come by the stables for a ride soon.
I quit that job. Good night.
You say the police are looking for Channing?
Yeah. You know, as if this isn't bad enough. He tried to attack Sierra earlier tonight.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and then he turned around and he tried to do the same thing to Holden and Iva's little sister, Meg.
He must really be sick.
He's sick, and he's vindictive. He's trying to hurt everyone Iva's close to. That's what she thinks. That's why she thinks it's her fault. Oh, I needed you here.
I'd hoped you'd gone to sleep. You stopped pacing.
I was lying down. It didn't help. I couldn't stop thinking.
I know, Mama. I know.
Her little Meg.
It's okay. She's gonna be okay. We're all gonna be okay now.
Will we? I don't know.
You look exhausted.
I am. Tomorrow is a new day. The sun will come out. And I'll go back to work. It always makes me feel better working with my hands.
worry about?
Did we wake you, Lily? You mustn't worry about me.
Well, I am worried about you. So's everybody else. You're so distant when you came in earlier. What's the matter?
Where were you tonight, Mama?
What we all need is a good night's sleep.
Mama.
We'll talk about it in the morning, Seth. Oh.
Now what? Dr. Dixon.
Hi, Seth.
John.
Oh, Emma.
What are you doing here at this hour of the night? Well, Dusty?
Hi, Miss Snyder. I knew you weren't feeling very well, so I figured I'd bring John over.
Well, I'm fine. I really...
You don't look fine. Why don't you sit down here for a minute, all right?
Really?
Before you collapse, okay?
I think you're right. I'm glad you brought him over. Mama, no arguments. Why don't you two go into the porch or something, huh? Meg, what are you doing up still?
You know, maybe if Dr. Dixon is examining Mama, maybe I should go out in the porch, too.
Why don't we go in the parlor and have a little powwow, huh?
I won't be long. I'll take your blood pressure, all right?
Really?
Would you like to, go on the porch?
Sure.
Yeah, you gotta get up there, so...
I'm telling you, Holden, the smartest thing you could do would be to turn down Channing's office.
Sorry, Seth. I've made up my mind. This is my chance, and I'm going to take it.
Sure would love to make you part of my team, Holden. 500 a week to start. But the sky's the limit. Who knows? After a while, I might even put you in charge of this whole setup.
It was a setup, all right. I checked out the books. You were going to take a fall for Channing.
You sure are quiet.
I'm sorry. I just got a lot of things on my mind, that's all. You better know, Mama. Lily's my daughter.
I don't understand, Holden. What made you change all of a sudden? Why don't you feel the same about me?
Holden, are you okay?
Yeah.
I gave you a choice, Iva. Your lover or your enemy. You could have prevented all of this. Now it's too late. I've destroyed Betsy and Steve. They'll never trust each other again. And Craig is going to suffer because he's helpless to protect the 3 women he loves. Poor boy. I'm going to destroy Lily and your kid brother with all his ambitions and that precious farm your mother loves so much. Then I'll leave you to think about the choice you made. Lover or enemy. You made the choice, Iva. Enjoy it.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by Love's Baby Pants with a special comfort waistband, and by Ivory Liquid. Your hands can feel soft, smooth, doing dishes the Ivory way. We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
I know it doesn't look as innocent as it was, but Betsy was just waiting for Tad to leave town before she told Steve.
I don't like the looks of this. You know when Margot called and asked me for help earlier tonight?
Yeah.
Tad Channing's been accused of attempted rape.
Betsy?
No. Who you calling?
The cabin?
Don't you think it's a little late there? Maybe tomorrow?
Late. Late is right. I'm on my white horse. I'm out of here. I still got to stop by the station before I call it a night. Thanks for the coffee, and concentrate on being a bridegroom.
Hey, let me know if any new news comes up.
Not a chance. This ain't your case. See you at the church.
Take care, but...
Thanks, Hal.
Oh, boy.
Oh, are you going to sleep?
Yeah, good night, sweetheart.
Good night.
I'm more than ready. Night, Roy.
Good night, Dad.
Oh, happy wedding.
Roy?
Yes.
I think we should postpone the wedding.
Hey, no way, baby. Not unless you're getting cold feet.
No, I've never been so certain of anything in my life. That's why I don't mind waiting.
Look, we postponed it before. I mean,
Yes, because we wanted everybody we knew to be happy and relaxed. Are you happy now? What about Nella? You think she's in the mood for celebrating? And your mom and your dad, how do you think they feel?
I don't know. The people
Well,
aren't
it
gonna...
isn't even just your family. I mean, Betsy's in a lot of trouble right now. I want to remember my wedding day forever. You want it to be a day that was sad for everybody we love so much?
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. I said postpone, not cancel. It isn't like we invited hundreds of people. I can just call everybody in the morning. Oh, my God, Franny's flying in from New Haven.
Maybe you better risk it and call the Hughes.
Yeah.
Look, I gotta do something. I'm gonna go by the folks' house and see if Nella's gotten there. I'll try not to wake him up. Here.
All right. Well, if you find her, would you just bring her back here so you can talk?
Okay, well, she'll probably talk to you more than anybody else. Hey. Look, I'm gonna go out the back way. Car's out there, all right? Bye-bye.
Nella?
Nope, it's me. Nella's not here?
No, Casey, it was very late.
Yeah, I know. I saw your light on. I stopped by because I thought maybe Roy's kid sister was sick or something.
Why?
Well, I ran into her at the hospital, and she didn't seem like she's in very good shape.
Did she say anything to you?
About a half a dozen words. She asked me where Dr. Samuels was. I told her she was out of town. And she got all upset and ran out of there like a bat out of hell.
I'm so sorry, John, that Dusty dragged you all the way out here for nothing. I don't have anything good to offer you to eat.
No, I don't think it was for nothing. Your pulse is racing, your temperature's subnormal. When I dropped my pen, I thought you were going to go right through the ceiling. You seem a little tense there.
Oh, it's nothing. Nothing that a good night's sleep can't help.
Well, I think it's more than just one night's sleep. You haven't been sleeping well?
Maybe not. What's that?
This is a prescription.
John, please, really, I don't like no, I don't need anything.
Wait a minute. You may be able to boss your family around, but you can't boss your doctor around,
Boss
okay?
my family. Who listens?
That's the truth.
I bet you're glad to have Dusty home.
Yes, I am. It's not easy, though, you know. I'm not very good at compromising when I'm trying real hard.
Yes, I know what it's like. I'm going through the same thing with my Meg. You know, she wants to leave the farm, and it breaks my heart. She talks about getting a job in the city.
Yeah, she talked to myself and to Lily's mother about getting a job at the hospital. Well, no, maybe that's a good idea. Send her out into the world. Maybe she'll realize how good she's got it here.
Maybe. I suppose that I'm a little sheltered. But sometimes the world out there frightens me.
A lot of crummy things in the world. I guess all you can do is hope that your friends avoid them.
What happens if they don't? Now, one of the reasons that I'm upset tonight is that something happened to Meg.
What was that? Well, you see, you walk around like this. You hold everything inside. It becomes a burden. You start to worry a lot. You're going to wind up on the parlor floor like you were before. I'm your doctor. Whatever you say to me stays with me.
Do you know a man named Tad Channing?
I've heard of him.
He tried to rape Meg tonight.
Really? She's not just imagining things?
No. He made his intentions quite clear. She was very, very upset.
Well, you have reason to be upset yourself. I'm surprised you didn't go after him with a shotgun.
Mama. Mama, what are you... Dr. Dixon, is everything all right? Are you all right, Mama?
Yes, yes, don't worry, don't worry. It's just that so much has happened around here tonight. I just feel a little worried. Took a lot out of me, that's all.
I know. It's taken a lot out of all of us. I just hope we can put everything back together again.
Why is everybody taking the blame for something that is obviously my fault? Now, Emily, I know you feel badly that you didn't tell me the truth, that you weren't in California, but it doesn't change the fact that I should have told Steve the truth about Tad a long time ago.
But I kept you thinking I was in California.
It doesn't matter now. Even if you told me the truth, I might not have known what Tad was up to.
Betsy, I think you're handling this very well.
Honey, just remember that Steve loves you very much. That's the reason that he's behaving so strongly. But it's also the reason that he's going to believe you. All right?
Yeah.
Get some rest.
I will. Thanks, you guys.
Good night.
Good night, now.
Good night. Give my
Good
look
night.
to Franny when it's
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna go get ready for bed. Holler if you need me, all right?
Okay, well, they're gone. You can yell at me now.
Why?
Because you told me not to trust Tad. You told me to stay away from him, so you were right.
Sweetie, I'd give anything in this world to have been wrong.
God, Craig, what have I done?
I'll tell you what you've done. You've loved your husband. You treated Tad Channing like a decent human being, and the man threw dirt on you.
Yeah, dirty. That's exactly how I feel.
Well, don't you feel that way, you understand? Don't give him the satisfaction.
How can he come back here? I mean, how can he just waltz back in here after he's hurt so many people as if nothing had ever happened?
He won't.
How can you be so sure?
He'd be a fool to, right? I mean, the cops would arrest him as soon as he got back to Oakdale.
Yeah, well, why would he make that reservation?
Somebody else made that call.
Who? And why?
I don't know. Not yet.
Timing chain on the bailer's busted again. Did you get any sleep?
You know that family of bluebirds? They moved out of the old hickory tree.
Mama, did you get any sleep at all?
Some. You don't look very rested yourself.
I'll live.
Oh, Seth. I used to think that we were very safe in our little corner of the world. But we're not, are we? Last night made me realize that a man like Tad Channing could take everything away from us, hurt us terribly, and leave us with nothing, not even each other.
It'll never happen. I promise.
Morning. Morning. Good morning. I didn't realize how late it was. I have to get to the Walsh site.
Who are you calling?
I'm going to call Betsy.
Muffin.
Morning, sleepyhead. You're all dressed, ready to go?
Yeah, well, I was going to drive me into town.
Sounds like you got plans.
Well, I wanted to go see my mother. She called here late last night. She acted kind of strange.
What do you mean, strange?
Well, it was strange for her. I mean, kind of scared almost. She asked me if I talked to Tad Channing. I mean, why would I talk to Tad Channing? I hardly even know the guy.
Just be glad you don't.
Would you take me to the hospital?
Yeah. I thought you were going to go see your mother, though.
Well, I'll go there later. I just wanted to see Dusty because it's his first day at work, and I wanted to wish him luck.
Are things going better between the two of you?
Well, not better exactly, but, different. Different. I mean, things are never going to be the same the way they used to be. But we're just starting over, accepting things the way they are.
That sounds very grown up.
I I think it sounds wonderful. I think you're very lucky, too. Because it's not everybody that gets another chance. You know, not everybody gets that chance, you know?
Am I interrupting something?
What would you say?
I'd say the sparks haven't gone out of your marriage yet.
Yes!
What can we do for you, Casey?
You folks have any problem with me picking Franny up at the airport today?
There's just one problem. She's not going to be there. The wedding's been postponed, so she's staying in New Haven for a couple of more days.
Oh, I'm so sorry you came all the way over here for nothing.
Well, maybe it's not a total loss if I can bum a ride with you to the hospital. You're going to work today, right?
Hey, I'm afraid I am.
He'd love to give you a ride, Casey.
Good. I can fill you in on some ideas I've got for the hospital. For instance, do you know how many of our residents are now strictly vegetarian?
No, but I have an idea I'm about to know.
Well, how many get to eat in the middle of the night a ham and cheese sandwich or a cottage?
Scum. The day you try to lay a hand on Sierra.
Try. You got that wrong, boyo. I did a hell of a lot more than try. Tender, juicy, pliant little morsel, our Sierra. Animal! Are you kidding? Hell, she's like any unmarried woman. Just give her half a chance. Liar! You poor sucker. Attempted rape? Is that what you said? She loved it. Every minute. Begged for more. No! No! You piece of garbage. You filthy scum! You stinking piece of garbage! You scum! Ah!
Hello. Oh, hi, Iva. Yeah, he's here. He slept on the couch last night.
Is that Steve?
Just a second. No, it's Iva. She wants to talk to Craig.
Craig?
Hey. Hey.
I can't believe how you, waited for me. It was really nice.
Well, I thought that John would see me first, then, let me away.
Lily, John's really loosened up about a lot of things. No, I'm serious, he has. Thank you. Sometimes he's getting all set to, criticize me or tell me what to do, and you can see how he catches himself. Now, how difficult it is for him to stop, because he's Adam's apple, moves up and down, and he swallows it.
Oh, God, it's so nice to see you like this. I'm so glad you took this job.
You know what I'm glad about? That we're, trying to keep a friendship going.
Me too. I was thinking about moving back into my house for a little while.
I thought you liked the farm a lot. Is it Meg?
Yeah. That's part of the reason. All right, here it goes. All right. I forced you to be honest with me about Meg, and it's just right that I be honest with you.
Lily, you
Let
don't...
me finish. Please, just let me finish.
Okay.
I had no right to be upset with you about what happened with Meg. I mean, I almost did the exact same thing myself.
I told him that.
It wasn't me. You made things change between us.
I see.
I don't. You won't talk to me anymore. You said he's only pretending to be attracted to me to keep his job in the stables.
I don't believe that, Lily.
Whatever. It's over. Thought you might like to know.
Thank you for telling me.
Well, it's your first day on the job, huh?
No, look. One.
Morning, Lily.
2 times.
I hope that Emma's feeling better this morning.
No, it's not. It's poor Don.
Well,
grateful to have you around some more. I can use the help.
You still could have used that money, though.
Well,
Did you go over to Channing's last night looking for those Rick's books?
what do you ask?
Because somebody did. They tore the lock off the cabinet and took the books. I found these keys in there, too.
Thanks.
Seth, where were you last night?
I went there looking for you. The place was already torn up when I got there. All right? Now I gotta fix that timing on the baler. It's busted again.
Well, I'm not going to get any work done sitting here.
I feel achy all over.
Why don't you take the day off, sweetheart?
I'd like to, if I could.
Yes, of course you can.
What's this?
Oh, you can throw that away. Just told John Dixon I wouldn't take any of his prescriptions.
I think you ought to try this one, Ma.
Oh,
For
nonsense.
improved relaxation, one dinner, very quiet, pick up at 7. I like this guy's style.
You know, John Dixon must be a very good doctor. This prescription is making me feel better already.
I guess you didn't manage to break up Dusty and Lily like you planned.
Well, like we planned, and we would have succeeded if you hadn't chickened out.
Let's just leave me out of it. I don't want anything to do with it.
So who can I count on?
Yes, I'd like to speak to Mrs. Walsh, please. It's Meg Snyder. Oh, well, 2 things. One, it's about Lily, and I wanted to remind her that she was going to see about getting me a job at Memorial.
I just wish you could talk to Nella before you talk to your father.
Look, I don't see what difference it's going to make. You know, she's not going to listen to anything I've got to say.
You know, tonight was supposed to be the eve of our wedding.
I know. But when it happens, it's going to be beautiful. I love you so much.
I love you, too. You know, you've really changed my life. And I'm never going to forget it either.
That is one promise I'm going to hold you to.
Bye-bye.
Nella.
I waited out back till Roy left.
Nella, what's the matter? Are you all right?
He killed Frank. What else could I do? It's like Roy said. Sometimes you got no choice.
Nella.
We got 1,200 tons of wet concrete and 6 inches of standing water. Now, I need those pumps, and I need them now. Good morning, Ivor.
Morning.
Sign of Steve yet?
No, I called Betsy already.
Oh, you know that extra help you wanted?
Yeah?
It showed up right on time.
Oh, great.
So far, no problem.
Thanks a lot, Lionel. God. Please let it be over.
Not over, Ivor. Never will be over now. Not for you, anyway.
Stay tuned for Capital. Next on most of these CBS stations. Menswear by Barney's New York. Accessories by R.J. Graziano. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.